Hi guys. Okay, so I know I've been away for a while now, but it's because I was reading a book, and if you want to know what the book was, I'm not going to mention it, but I'll give you a hint. It was like one of the last books that I posted that I was reading on my Instagram, and I never finished it because I don't want to say why on here, because then it makes it really obvious what book it was. But so I read like half of that book and then I DNF'd it, which means I did not finish it. And so that's why there hasn't been a book review on my channel for like over a month, because of that. So then I went to Barnes & Noble, I think the same week that I stopped reading that book, and I was looking for a new book to read. And I know I should get a spiritual book to read as well, like a ET one or something like that, because I don't think I've posted one in a while. But I did read a comic book that was based on true events that I might do a review on, just to fill in that gap between like literary fiction and also you know, like ET and spirituality, stuff like that. So I don't know, I might do a review on that, but that one was really good. So I was at Barnes & Noble and I was looking to see what book I wanted to get, and obviously all the book talk girlies and booktube girlies talk about this book all the time, and it's like a huge bestseller. And you know how I feel sometimes about things that are viral on TikTok. Lots of the time, not always, but lots of the time, they're not good. Like a lot of them I tried reading and they're not good, but a lot of them that I read are really good. For example, Magnolia Parks. Like that is one that is like so good, and I'm so glad that Book Talk made that one popular, because now I'm going to buy Never, which comes out next week by Jessa Hastings. So this is the book that I'm talking about. I've been seeing it so many times at Barnes & Noble, and something about the last time that I went to Barnes & Noble, I went Black Friday, but before that, I saw this, and something about it, I don't know if it's like reprinted or something like that, but something about it made me really want it this time. And I know it's rainbow, and no, it has nothing to do with LGBT. Well, you know what? Very lightly, but like not really at all. Like it's mentioned, but like not really. So hence the rainbow. But now I know what the giant wave means. And it could be multiple things that it means. And then this mountain. Obviously I'm gonna have spoilers, but this is not even gonna be a really long video. But I did want to say that this book, I love the cover. Like something is very pleasing and intriguing about the cover, and then the title of it, basically it like makes you curious as to like what it's about, doesn't it? Or is that just me? Like it makes you curious what it's about. And I'm gonna give you a spoiler. So this is one of like the speeches that the title of one of the speeches that one of the characters really likes from a Shakespeare work. So that's the name of that. Basically it takes place, wait, hold on, before I get there, I do have to say that I love the page color. I know I am very weird about like page colors, because certain tones of pages, and I will say this for the rest of my life, certain tones of pages are a little too bright or a little too dull. Like I hate when books have pages that are like completely gray, and it's like I think those are like the like super cheap paper where like if you did anything to it that was not like normal, like it would literally like tear like so easily. Like cheap, those are like really cheap. And then you have which is so funny, the spirituality books usually are the ones that have like stark white pages. Like they're so insanely white that it's like so harsh on your eyes, and I hate it so much. I hate stark white pages so much. But I push through and persevere because I do want to read the material and the content on the pages. So I do that. And then do you remember how I was saying how much I do not like third person books? usually because it kind of takes me out of the story, at least in my opinion. I feel like I'm the most immersed in a story when it's first person. And it's so funny because I find myself once again reading another third person story, which I find very funny. But the writing of this was very well done. I do have to say, there were some points where I wanted to DNF it and stop it. I'm not going to say why or what it was, but there were some points, more toward like the first 100 pages, maybe like the more first 150 pages, where I did want to stop reading this, but I persevered and pushed through, and I'm glad I did because it ended up being really, really good. This is a very well written story about basically coming of age, relationships, and I guess like things that you create with friends and things that you create with those relationships. So let me tell you this. I wasn't attached to the characters like I am, for example, with like Magnolia Parks. I don't know what it is, but the Book Talk girlies do have it right with this one, okay? They do get it right when they say that the characters in Magnolia Parks, I'm just referencing that because it's a good like, what's the word? It's a good like bookmark or like totem, I guess you can say. I don't know what the word would be. To like compare things to. What I'm saying is Magnolia Parks has very realistic, very real, relatable characters, and like the dialogue that is discussed between them and how they interact with each other sounds very, very real, and it sounds like almost like it's a reality show, almost like it's so like raw and real, and it doesn't feel like a book at all. It almost feels like it's documented. This feels very raw and real as well, but just not in that sense. So that is why I didn't get very attached to these characters, even though a lot of things, certain things did make me cry a little bit. There's a lot of one-liners in here that I tweeted on my Twitter account that are so, so good, and I quoted all of them. They are so, so good. I don't want to say which ones they are, like you can go look at it yourself, but and then you can figure it out compared to by knowing like what day it is that I'm posting this, and then you'll see. Anyways, the font of this was really, really nice. I know I'm getting very like detailed, but like it's things that I like to point out in books, and everything about this book was perfect in terms of like the aesthetics of it and the size of the font. This is a hardcover. I heard that the paperback, the font is like very insanely big. I haven't seen that myself. I haven't seen a paperback version of it, but I don't know. I just like love looking at it. It's so like pleasing and catching, and I like the addition of this to my library, my book library. I don't know what book I'm gonna read next. Actually, I do know what book I'm gonna read next. I'm gonna read Never by Jessa Hastings. Hopefully it gets here next week when it comes out, December 5th. And hopefully I like it, because if I don't, then I'm gonna have to start another book, and I don't know what book that would be. But I would probably want it to be like an ET or spirituality book. But basically this book did inspire me to play games again, honestly. And it's not that I wasn't playing games already, like I was, like I have an Xbox and I have a Nintendo Switch, but this made me want to play it more, I guess, often, and it helped me realize like how fun, like I obviously know how fun games are, but like it helped me realize that how fun games are, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know if you do know what I mean, but basically it made me want to buy the Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the new game that came out like a month ago, and I finally bought it, and it's so fun. I actually really, really like it, and I'm playing it like all the time. And so yeah, like that's one thing that I took away from this book, that it made me enjoy playing video games again, especially Mario Brothers. And it did help me realize that everyone's journey, obviously every book helps you realize this, everyone's journey is so different, and it's just like never ending, and people's interests change all the time, and just because you're a pro at something doesn't mean that you should always be doing it or always be doing that work. Because sometimes when you're getting paid for doing what you love to do, a lot of the times it does take the fun out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're writing a book, for example, like they're creating tons of video games, but if you're writing a book, for example, and then you start getting paid for it, or if you're reading books and then you start getting paid for it, like it almost in a way takes the fun out of it, because now it triggers like this mechanism or like mode in your brain to like now interpret that thing that you do as being a financial thing, a financial gain, and not a thing to do for fun. So it like completely destroys the fun aspect out of it. You know what I'm saying? And then what's also really cool is that there's some words in here in this book that I've never heard of before that made me Google the words, what they mean. So I don't know if that was the editor or if that was the author, but props to you. I like when books have words that make me want to Google them, especially because I've never heard some of these words before. So I love that. And then basically, like in summary, I'm not gonna go into detail really, but basically in summary, like this is about Sam and Sadie, who have been friends together since their childhood. They Sam was like handicapped, and so she was visiting him a lot in the hospital, and that's how they grew their friendship from playing I believe it was Pac-Man. I think it was Pac-Man, yeah, he was playing. Since they were like 10 or 11 years old, the story takes place up until they're like 34, like 36 years old. So it takes the span of a long time. And we see them grow and evolve together, and then also not grow and not evolve together. Crazy shit happens towards like the last 100 pages of the book. And it's a very sudden, and it was very like, not in a bad way, but like it was very like, I did not expect that at all to happen. And then there was another thing that happened like in the last 20-30 pages that I did not expect to happen either. And it just shows how like life really changes people, and how life really changes your relationships. Like certain things that happen in your life can dramatically change a person and your relationship to them. And it's just like something that people have to just go through in their own journeys, and will just figure it out on their own. But seeing it through this lens of these characters through third person was very, very interesting. I think the idea for the story was very brilliant. And yeah, I think it was a really good book. And I don't rate books on stars like other booktubers do, and I'll keep mentioning that probably. But I think it was a really, really good book. It took me forever to read it because there was so much going on this month, like the holidays, and then just like so much going on. So it was hard for me to find time to read. But the past couple days, I was able to read very early in the morning, read very late at night, just literally read whenever I could. And so that's what helped me finish this. It's 397 pages, and this could easily be YA, but I think it's adult. Either way, it doesn't even matter. I don't know what it's set to, but like it literally doesn't matter. Both both genres can read it, but there is some language that is like 18 and over. If you're like a spaz about that, then definitely 18 and over. But yeah, I would say that I do recommend reading this book. And I do want to mention really, really quick that this book made me feel like it was one of those books. It kind of brought me back like I was in like 2016, 2017 like era of reading. Oh wait, hold on. I think those books were popular way before 2016. But do you know what I mean? That area where The Fault in Our Stars was very popular. Everything, another one that I love so much. Those kinds of books. 13 Reasons Why. I don't know why this book, like the whole energy around it and like the story is very like that. And I'm really happy to say that it belongs in that category. And I'm pretty sure the author would love that I said that too, because I believe it is a book that everyone should read. I think it was very, 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 very well written, very, very good, and a brilliant story. So I would recommend this book. and I would say that you should go out and read it.